Hi, first and second grade. Welcome to your second virtual gym class. I hope that you enjoyed the first one and you got to have a little bit of fun at home. Let's find out what this one has in store. Here we go. Okay, for today's lesson, our learning objectives are we're going to be working on some different dance skills. You're going to be using some different balancing skills. We're going to do an activity that's going to allow you to identify different coins that will also be tied in with some different exercises. Here's our agenda for today. We're going to start with a warm-up activity. You're going to practice learning a dance called the Sid Shuffle. Then we're going to jump into an activity called Coin Face Fitness. We're going to take a little break and do a virtual trivia question. Then we are going to lastly finish up with an activity called Tennis Shoe Fitness. And then we'll have a quick wrap up and a cool down. Okay, we're going to start with our warm up. Try your best to follow the moves that Sid from Ice Age is doing in the video, and let's see if you can complete the entire dance. Have some fun.
This is Sid the Sloth from the movie Ice Age, and we're about to do this new dance, the Continental Drift. It's time to get up on your feet. It's easy to do. Just follow me. Move it up. Do the shit. Take it back. And do the shit. Step left. Then you drift. Step right. And then you drift. Crisscross. And then the man-made. Crisscross. And then the man-made. Now jump, wiggle your rump and walk it out like granny. To the front. And do the shit. Take it back. And do the shit. Step left. Then you drift. Step right. And then you drift. Crisscross. And then the man-made. Crisscross. And then the man-made. Now jump, shake your rump and walk it out like granny. Move it out. You got it. Take it back. Oh yeah. Step left. Oh my man, move the house. Do it, baby. Crisscross. Oh, here we go, y'all. Crisscross. Hey. Now jump, wiggle your rump and walk it out like granny. Move it out. Go. And do the shit. Oh my mammals everywhere. If you got more blood and grow hair. If you're feeling this new groove, then we wanna see ya move. It's like Continental Drift, and we do it just like this. Everybody to the front. Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah. Step left, then you drift. Step right, that's it. Crisscross, and the man-made. Crisscross, here we go. Now jump, wiggle your rump and walk it out like granny. To the front. Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah. Step left, then you drift. Step right, that's it. Crisscross, and the man-made. Crisscross, here we go. Now jump, wiggle your rump and walk it out like granny. Move it out. Hey. Step left. Get on your feet, you people. Stop holding up the wall. Crisscross. You got it. Now jump, wiggle your rump and walk it out like granny. Move it out. Come on, get down with this. Your favorite sloth. Hey. Oh my mammals everywhere. Got more blood and grow hair. If you're feeling this new groove, then we wanna see ya move. It's like Continental Drift, and we do it just like this. Everybody jump. Everybody
Okay, I hope everyone had a little bit of fun warming up with Sid from Ice Age. The next activity that we are going to jump into is an activity called Coin Face Fitness. Now, the way Coin Face Fitness is going to work is we are going to be using pennies, nickels, dimes, and quarters. If you don't have any of these laying around, that's okay because I have provided images of each coin. The way that Coin Face Fitness is played is that I'll be providing an exercise on the next slide. I've also provided several different images of different coins. Your job is going to be to add up all of the coins, and the number that you come to is the amount of times you have to do each exercise. We'll go through a quick example on the next slide, but obviously this is just a video, so you're not able to click on the different links. Okay, so this is our first example. Exercise number 1 is an exercise called side jumps. So as you'll notice, there are several different coins that are posted on this slide. We have 1 dime, 1 nickel, and 2 pennies. My job would be to go through and add up all of the coins and then perform the exercise. So for example, we have 1 dime, which is equivalent to 10. We have a nickel, which is worth 5, and we have 2 pennies, which are worth 1 each. So my total would be 17. I would then click on the image to go to the demonstration, and I would have to perform 17 side jumps. Exercise number 2 is an exercise called high jumps. Again, you would look at how many coins you had, you would count the total, and then you would click on the image to bring you to a demonstration of high jumps. In this exercise, we have a total of 27. So you would go through and click the image, which would bring you to the link of the demonstration. Exercise number 3 is an exercise called butt kicks. Again, I go through, look at my coins. I have 2 dimes and 1 nickel and 1 penny for a total of 26. Once again, you click on the image and it'll bring you to a demonstration. Exercise number 4 is an exercise called shoulder touches. I have 3 nickels and 1 penny for a total of 16. And the last exercise, exercise number 5, is an exercise called toe taps. I have 3 nickels and 1 penny for a total of 16. Okay, I hope you were able to have a little bit of fun playing Coin Face Fitness. On this next slide, I have provided a quick rundown on how to do the activity if you're choosing to do it on your own, at home on your own time. And you could possibly even choose to challenge a sibling or an adult in your household. So the way this is going to look is that you will have to acquire a handful of loose change. Once you've found some change, you'll need to find something to hold your change in. So that could be a bowl, a cup, a hat. If you don't have any of those things, you can just spread your change out on the table. On the next slide, I'll quickly go to, you will see a long list of different exercises. Each exercise has a link attached to it. So unfortunately on this video you're not able to click on the links, but if you go back and find the slideshow in the Google Classroom, it will allow you to click on the links as you choose them. So once you've chosen an exercise, then you will have to pick 3 to 5 coins out at random. You will then have to add up the value of all of the coins, and this will be the number of times you will need to perform each exercise. Okay, here's a quick demonstration on how this activity would look if you choose to play on your own. So I would need to find the interactive slideshow in my Google Classroom. Once I have found the slide, then I will randomly pick an exercise to perform. So let's say, for example, that I choose to pick number 14, high knees. I would click on this link. It would then bring me to a demonstration. Once I've watched the demonstration, I would then need to go to wherever my coins are and choose 3 to 5 coins at random. Once I've picked my coins out of my cup or my bowl or on my table, then I will add them up. As you can see, I chose 2 dimes, 1 nickel, and 1 penny, which gave me a total of 26. Okay, now it's time for virtual trivia. Today's brain break trivia question is, does a watermelon float in water? The answer is yes, it does. Okay, the next activity we have and the last activity we have is an activity called Tennis Shoe Fitness. Here's how we play Tennis Shoe Fitness. Some materials you will need are 1 shoe, possibly 2 shoes if you'd like to add an extra challenge. And you will also need a flat surface that's about 1 to 2 feet off of the ground. So a chair will work, an end table, a box, a stool. We will have 5 different challenges, although today we're only going to go through the first 2 challenges, and in next week's video we will complete the final 3 challenges. Okay, our first challenge is the shoe transfer. I will play a quick demonstration of how this activity will look. On the interactive slideshow you will find in your Google Classroom, there will be an image with a timer on it. There will also be a link attached to this image that will be a 1-minute timer. You have 1 minute to complete each activity. If you'd like to keep track of your score during these activities, I've also created a grid that will allow you to input your score as you do each challenge. So let's see how shoe transfer looks. Okay, for the first activity, all you will need is 1 shoe. You will also need a small space to do the activity. You will also need to find something to use as a placeholder. So in my video, I used 2 pieces of newspaper. You could use a post-it note, you could use a sock, you could even just pick 2 spots on the floor to use as your placeholder. Now you'll notice that my pieces of newspaper are spread out a little bit further apart. Now you can, to make this easier or harder, you could either put them closer together or you could make them further apart. Since my legs are a little bit longer, I have spread my placeholders a little bit further apart. As I mentioned, you can put them closer together depending on your size and depending on how challenging you'd like to make the activity. Once you've found your placeholders, your job is to transfer the shoe from one placeholder to the other. So in my demonstration, you can see I'm using my feet to pick up the shoe and transfer it from one piece of newspaper to the other piece of newspaper. Now, again, if you're trying to keep track of your score, you can start your timer for 1 minute and count how many times you're able to transfer your shoe from one placeholder to the other. Challenge 2 is called Shoe Flip. This will be the last challenge we do in today's video. We will finish the last 3 challenges in next week's video. For Shoe Flip, all you will need is a small space and 1 shoe. Let's see how it looks. Your job is to flip the shoe any way you'd like. Every time you are able to land the shoe upright, you will receive 1 point. Remember, you have 1 minute to keep track of how many times you're able to land the shoe upright. As we kind of cool down and wrap things up, I'd like to highlight a couple things quickly. All of the pre-recorded lessons will be posted every Monday, and students will have the entire week to complete the tasks provided. Pre-recorded lessons and assignments will be posted in the Google Classroom under your student's grade level. I've also provided you with my contact information, so if you're having any trouble accessing any of these documents or you need help, please don't hesitate to reach out. Also, if you have any sort of feedback or any suggestions on how we can make these videos easier for you and your students, please feel free to reach out via email.